Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Thinking Cap, and in today's video, it is my game week 4 team selection. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, and do drop a comment down below how you think my game week 4 team looks. I have activated my free hit ahead of the Saturday deadline. Make sure you guys get your teams in. But yeah, this is how it went in game week 3. 46 points all out, and that's 46 after the hit. I made 3 transfers last week. I went Cole Palmer out and Bukayo Saka out for Bruno Fernandes and Matthias Cunha, who did get injured, but it doesn't look like it's anything serious. It looks like he might even be back starting for the Manchester Derby this weekend, which would be really, really great. And then I also did Krupi Jr., my dead spot of my 4.5 million, up to Chris Wood, and Forest stunk the bed. Nuno Santos has been sacked, and now Ange Postecoglou is in. Will Wood start under his tenure? Who knows, and that remains to be seen. But the good thing is I am on free hit. I'm okay with where my position is in terms of rank. I'm not really too focused on my rank at the moment, more focused on total points. I have a chip to play this week. I really need to maximize my free hit chip in order to see the maximal rank gains this season. So I'm hopefully gonna cook it up. Let's see how it's looking. Alright guys, so here is how my free hit is lined up at the moment, guys. This is not my locked team selection. My final team selection, I actually usually post it on my stories on my social platform, but usually if I can finalize it on my YouTube Shorts, I have a YouTube Shorts team selection that I post, closer to the end of the week, Thursday, Friday-ish. So keep your eyes out for that. If you want to find my locked team selection, make sure you do subscribe, and that'll just come straight into your feed. Anyways, my free hit, I'm going for, look, I'm of the personal belief, if you free hit, especially in a single game week with no double game weeks, I'm a person who puts all my eggs in one basket, especially defensively, and that is what I've done. Instead of needing 3-4 teams to keep a clean sheet, I only need 2. Is that more risky? Yes, but it also is a higher likelihood that I hit both of the teams that I'm looking for my clean sheet rather than multiple teams hitting clean sheets, if that makes sense. So I'm putting basically all my eggs in the Fulham basket, and that's what I'm thinking to do, because I honestly think Fulham can keep a clean sheet. I know they're actually not that high. They're not in the top 4 for clean sheet odds, according to Rob TFPL on Twitter, but I still think they have a really good chance. They're still a top 5 team for clean sheet odds this week. Leeds, I think, are really, really targetable as well. So I believe it could be the cheapest clean sheet this week, and that's why I've tripled up on them. And I need to go cheap in the defense because I have Salah and Erling Haaland, who, by the way, I think he got 6 goal involvements in his most recent international game. Absolutely crazy. He's on form. He hasn't left my draft all season long, and I just believe that he will score against Man United at home. Will he haul? That is, I guess, the question. I suppose many of you guys are thinking out there, hey, if I'm on free hit, do I really need Haaland if I just think he's bagging 1? Well, if you think a João Pedro will match him, if you think for instance, an Ekatike will match him, I understand. A Gyökeres maybe, that I could understand if you're going to go with those guys instead of Haaland. But for me, I think Haaland does have the explosive ceiling this week. I think he's a serious captaincy option if you don't have Mo Salah. And I do have Mo Salah, and he has the captaincy armband this week. Look, it's Burnley. I'm not taking on Salah in a promoted team fixture. I understand his form's not great, but he's going to play 90 minutes. He's going to be on the penalties, and Liverpool's attack on the eye test has looked quite good, even though their data is lacking a little bit, but they have had tougher fixtures. So I'm quite hot on the Liverpool attack. I've gone for the triple up in midfield with Wirtz, Mo Salah, and Cody Gakpo. Look, I was the first guy to hate on Wirtz and the price tag, but let's be real. He's not finishing the season on 0 goal involvement. He's going to pick up GA this season, no doubt. And I think playing Burnley, who probably finished 17th, 18th, maybe even 19th or 20th this season, I genuinely think that this could be the game where Wirtz does get that league GA for Liverpool. And Cody Gakpo, he's been in great form. I thought he was great for the Netherlands on international duty. Yes, he played minutes, but he's still building his sharpness. I think Arne Slot really trusts him. And in that way, I really think these guys could combine with each other as well. There is a small chance I do go back to Virgil van Dijk, who's been in a lot of my drafts, but I just think, if I'm not backing Liverpool defense double, then I might as well not back them at all, and I do like their attack potential this week. And then I've gone for Harvey Barnes because Anthony Gordon is suspended with a red card. I think Wolves at home is a good fixture for him, and I expect him to start with minimum 75 minutes because Alonga has a competition with Jacob Murphy on the other side. So I'm gone for Barnes. He has that X factor. I have owned him a few times over the last 2-3 years. He has done well for me when I've had him, and I just think with the minutes, with the fixture, I think Newcastle will score goals in this fixture, and obviously their first game before Barcelona at home in the Champions League, they're going to want to build a little bit of confidence. So I think Barnes is a great pick. Newcastle are top 4 for projected goals, which is really, really nice. And if you look at my attack, it's only Jean-Philippe Mateta who is actually in below the top 4 in terms of my attackers. I am probably missing a little bit of Arsenal, but I think the markets are too hot on Arsenal. The reason I don't have any Arsenal in my team is because I just feel like without Saka and Saliba, who are both injured for game week 4, I just don't have that level of trust with an Arsenal team who's going to be playing a new manager bounce Forest. I don't think Ange is just going to go there and play a high line. I think he's going to be a little bit more conservative for his first game, which I think is a little bit more difficult for me picking Arsenal players. I do think Arsenal will win. I expect Arsenal to win this game, but I think it could be a scrappy 2-1. I don't want to try to predict goal involvement in this game because there's so many unknowns, and that's why I haven't gone with the Victor Gyökeres. That's why I haven't gone with the Arsenal defense, even though their clean sheet odds are crazy this week. I still think the markets are a little bit low on Fulham. Look, I'm open to things. Let's see. I think it'll be really key to see some press conferences this week because, for instance, if Leeds have Tanaka back, then maybe I would be less inclined to triple up on their defense. Maybe I would go for a bit of Chelsea, who I still think could keep a clean sheet against Brentford. So yeah, there's a few things that could change. The main thing is I think I will stick with the structure of Salah and Haaland, unless something major changes in terms of Gyökeres' potential. I think I will stick with Florian Wirtz, and most likely we'll stick with at least one Palace defender. If you enjoyed this one, then make sure you hit that like button. If you found some good insights from this one, hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments section what you think of my draft, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.